Hello, this is Father Aaron Westman with the Glen Mary Home Missioners, and this is your Missioner Moment. My brothers and sisters, in the gospel that we hear this weekend, for those who aren't celebrating the scrutinies, we encounter a really upset Jesus. We might even say that he's somewhat enraged. He goes up to Jerusalem and enters into the temple area, and he sees that there's just all kinds of activity that's going on, and in many ways, these activities are somewhat cluttering the experience of the temple. That is, they're distracting people from the real reason for being around the temple, and that is to come and to worship the one true God. And so Jesus takes and he makes this whip, and he kind of drives out the money changers, and he drives out the people who are selling all these animals, and he says, we need to stop turning this temple area into a marketplace. It's really interesting. In Glen Mary, we make an oath to a special practice of poverty, chastity, obedience, and prayer. And one of the things that we focus on, of course, is poverty. And how this is defined in the Glen Mary way of life is through the word which often appears in our sacred documents as simplicity. Simplicity. And so for a lot of Glen Marians, we try our best not to have too many possessions. We try not to have too many of the nicest things. But I'll speak for myself, and other Glen Marians can answer to this themselves. I recognize that this isn't always such an easy thing to live up to, and over time, sometimes I accumulate more things than I really need. Sometimes I get a few nice things that I don't want to part with, and sometimes there's just other habits in my life that kind of become a distraction, keeping me from the true meaning of poverty, which is, in a sense, not to desire anything else above my desire for God. Now, oftentimes in the spring season or the Lenten season, I really take the time to clean house, if you will, kind of similar to what Jesus did in sort of cleaning out the clutter and distraction of the temple area. I try to sort of clean house in my own life, remove the things that I have accumulated that I really don't need, to give up the things that have become a distraction in my own life, and try to return to the core of my Glen Mary way of life, especially as it's understood through our practice of poverty. My brothers and sisters, we've been in a pandemic for a year now, and I would say probably, if your experience is like mine, maybe we've went on a lot of binge shopping sprees on Amazon, just clicking and ordering things, and a lot of things perhaps that we really don't need, or maybe we've acquired some strange not so good spiritual habits, maybe because we haven't been able to be a part of the church like we would want to. And maybe we see there's just kind of clutter in our lives, and that's distracting us from worshiping the true God. We might take a moment during this Lent, during the spring, to do a little spring cleaning, to clean out the clutter, to clean out the distractions, perhaps the bad habits we've acquired over the last year, to move those things away and to make room so we might worship God with pure and true hearts. God bless you all in your efforts.